got to, bro. Bro. He's trying to cover her up. Bro. Bro. That's that. Like, oh, she.
Hey y'all, buckle up because we're diving into some piping hot tea that's got the internet buzzing like a beehive poked with a stick. Today, we're talking about none other than Gypsy Rose Blanchard, who just got served a massive reality check in the form of a brutal prank. And yes, honey, we've got the receipts, text messages, shade and all, so grab your popcorn, hit that subscribe button, and let's unpack this wild ride. Now, if you've been living under a rock, Gypsy Rose is no stranger to headlines. She's the woman who became infamous for her role in the 2015 murder of her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard. The story that's been fed to us is that Gypsy was a victim of Munchausen by proxy, trapped in a web of her mother's lies, forced to fake illnesses, and confined to a wheelchair she didn't need. That narrative, pushed hard by her legal team, got her a reduced sentence, painting her as a desperate girl who snapped under abuse. But here's where I raise an eyebrow. I'm not buying it. Call me cynical, but I think the whole Munchausen story was a clever defense to get Gypsy out of hot water. My take? She was just tired of Dee Dee calling the shots, controlling her every move, and standing in the way of her romance with Nick Godejohn. So, allegedly, she and Nick plotted to take Dee Dee out. Permanently. Am I being harsh? Maybe, but it's just my opinion. So, stick with me, because this prank story we're diving into today only adds fuel to my theory that Gypsy's not the innocent damsel she wants us to believe.
I don't associate myself as a murderer. If you think about it, yes, I had a part to play in it. I asked Nick for help, but he's the one that did the actual kill, not me. So when they say I'm a murderer, I don't identify as that.
I was just reading the Gypsy Rose prison emails, and she says in here that she is Gypsy Rose, the murderer of her mother. But in her interview, she says that she doesn't identify as a murderer. I thought that was pretty weird because which one is it? Are you not? Are you? Did you slip up? Let me know.
So, what's the latest drama? Picture this. Gypsy, now a free woman and a new mom, is out here allegedly grifting on Facebook Marketplace. Yes, you heard that right. Facebook Marketplace, the Wild West of online shopping where you can buy anything from a used couch to someone's questionable life choices. Word on the street is that Gypsy's been selling baby items, strollers, wagons, you name it, stuff that was supposedly donated to her during her pregnancy. Talk about a plot twist. Here she is, fresh off her reality TV stints, allegedly flipping freebies for cash. And let me tell you, the internet is not happy about it. Fans and haters alike are calling it a slap in the face to everyone who sent her those gifts out of kindness. But it gets better, or worse, depending on how you look at it. Someone decided to teach Gypsy a lesson, and they did it with a prank so savage, it's got everyone talking. Here's how it allegedly went down. Gypsy was trying to sell a wagon on the Facebook Marketplace. You know, one of those cute little things you'd use to cart your kid around. She's messaging back and forth with a potential buyer, all excited, thinking she's about to make a quick buck. She even throws in a free attachment for the wagon, like she's running a Black Friday special. And then in a move that screams, I have no chill, she sends this buyer a picture of her car so they know what to look for at the meetup. I'm sorry, what? Gypsy girl, you're out here giving strangers your car details? In this economy, with your track record, I'm clutching my pearls just thinking about it. Anyway, they agree to meet in a public place, a Target parking lot, because nothing says safe exchange like a retail giant's asphalt jungle. Gypsy's all in, sending the address, confirming the time, and probably counting her dollars already. The buyer, who's clearly got a PhD in shade, tells Gypsy they'll be rolling up in a black Range Rover. Noon hits. Gypsy's there, ready to hand over the goods, texting, "We're here, see you soon." And then, crickets. 30 minutes go by and Gypsy's starting to sweat. She messages again, all polite but probably panicking. "Are you interested? We're here." And that's when the prankster drops the hammer. They hit her with, "OMG, did you really think anyone would want anything from a murderous grifter?" Yes, you heard me. 3 question marks for maximum drama. And if that wasn't enough, they send a picture of themselves holding a sign that says, "Too ugly to strip, too lazy to work." Ouch. That's not just a prank, that's a full-on roast. Gypsy, trying to keep it classy, responds with, "God bless, many prayers to you. Oh, honey, bless your heart, but prayers ain't gonna fix this burn. The prankster isn't done, though. They come back swinging, saying, if you knew God, you wouldn't have unalived your mother and blamed Nick when it was you before he arrived. They even taunt her, daring her to send her minions after them. Gypsy, still trying to play the saint, allegedly responds with a Bible verse and some line about how church is healing for her. The prankster's not having it, calling her out as a fake who needs to admit the truth, that she allegedly killed Dee Dee for a man. The internet's been eating this up, with screenshots of the exchange spreading faster than a wildfire in a dry forest. People are divided, some are cackling at the audacity, others are clutching their rosaries for Gypsy's soul.
Rose Blanchard is selling some of her things on Facebook Marketplace and has already been pranked. Gypsy recently deleted her TikTok account, or at least she privated it, but before that, she had added her Cash App to her bio. Also created a Facebook Marketplace account where she was selling some of her baby items as well as some of her clothing, specifically items that she wore in her show Life After Lockup. Then someone messaged Gypsy inquiring about her $300 bassinet. Gypsy tells this person that they would have to meet in a public place, the Target parking lot. This person then sets up a time to meet Gypsy. Gypsy then sends the person a picture of her car that she will be in and then says, "We're here, see you soon." Gypsy sends 3 more messages. "Are you still interested? We are here. Are you still interested?" The person then replies and says, "OMG, did you really think anyone would want anything from a schmurderous grifter?" Then the person sends Gypsy a picture of Gypsy holding a sign that says, "Too ugly to strip, too lazy to work." Gypsy replies, "God bless, many prayers to you."
Now, let's pause and unpack this. First of all, I'm not here to glorify pranks that humiliate people in public. That's a low blow, and I don't care who you are. Nobody deserves to be shamed like that. But Gypsy, she's not exactly helping her case. If these rumors are true, she's out here selling donated baby items, which is a choice, a bold one. And not the good kind of bold, like wearing neon green eyeliner in 2025. This is the kind of bold that makes people side-eye you and wonder what's really going on. Why sell a wagon your daughter could use? Are times that tough? Or is this just another chapter in the Gypsy Rose playbook of hustling for attention and cash? I'm leaning toward the latter because this girl has a history of playing the game hard. Let's talk about that history for a second. Gypsy's story has always been a roller coaster of sympathy and suspicion. She's built a brand on being the victim, the girl who escaped a monster mom only to end up in a mess of her own making.
They reply, "Prayers? You know God? If you knew God, you wouldn't have had your mother unalived and blame Nick when it was you before he arrived. Please send your minions after me." Gypsy then sends them a scripture, Ephesians 4:32. Says, "Instead, be kind to each other, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God through Christ has forgiven you. Be gentle with one another, sensitive, forgive one another as quickly and thoroughly as God in Christ forgave you." The person then replies, "ChatGPT, the definition of murder? You. Unless you go to church, pray, fast, etc., you will not know God and he doesn't know you. Don't spew Bible quotes when you're not doing anything for God." But here's Gyppadoo about to rebrand as a Christian, LMAO. Gypsy then replies, "I go to church. Maybe you should find one. It's very healing." They reply, "What church? You want to talk about Christ, but you will never admit you unalived your mother for DICK."
But I've got questions. If Dee Dee was so controlling, why didn't Gypsy just run away? She was an adult, not a kid. And why go straight to murder? I'm not saying Dee Dee was a saint. Far from it. The woman had her own issues, allegedly faking Gypsy's illnesses for years to scam money and attention, but I'm not convinced Gypsy was the helpless prisoner she claims. I think she was fed up, in love with Nick, and saw her mom as an obstacle. So, allegedly, she took matters into her own hands. And now, she's out here, allegedly grifting again, only to get clowned by a stranger with a grudge. This prank, though, it's a wake-up call. Gypsy's got a platform, a following, and a reality show. Yet she's allegedly out here making rookie mistakes like sharing her car pics with strangers. That's not just careless, it's reckless. And for someone with her past, you'd think she'd be more cautious. The internet's not a kind place, y'all. It's a jungle, and Gypsy's out here swinging from the vines without a helmet. This prank could have been worse, way worse. What if this person wasn't just a troll with a sharp tongue? What if they were dangerous? She's lucky all she got was a bruised ego and some viral screenshots. But it makes you wonder, is Gypsy so desperate for cash or clout that she's willing to take these risks? Or is she just that clueless?
Honestly, Jippy, I get it. These extensions you've been rocking, they make total sense now. You ain't got no money, and you can't afford real extensions, so I get it. I think that Gypsy's been clipping whatever she can find into her hair just to get by because she can't afford real extensions. They are on the struggle bus right now, and it shows. She has been selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and that is how you know, because that's how you know a poor person really needs help, is they start selling their stuff. She's also been selling clothes from Life After Lockup that she wore, as if anyone wants her turtlenecks. I have no idea what's going on. Also, Ken proposed that boxing match between him and Ryan for content. And I knew at that moment they were broke, but it's all making sense. There's a rumor going around that they might be getting sued from Lifetime. And also, I don't know that Lifetime is going to renew another season of their show. So basically, not a lot of income is coming in, and they're probably spending a lot too. So, yeah. So that's where the extensions are coming from, just not having money.
Now, let's get to the bigger picture. This whole marketplace fiasco isn't just about a prank, it's about Gypsy's pattern. From the moment she burst into the public eye, she's been milking her story for all it's worth. First, it was the sympathy card. Poor Gypsy, abused and manipulated, finally free. Then came the reality shows, the interviews, the social media glow-up. And now, allegedly, she's flipping baby gifts for profit. It's like she's allergic to staying out of the spotlight. Every move she makes screams, "Look at me!" And when you live like that, you're bound to attract trouble, like a prankster who's got your number and isn't afraid to dial it. But here's where I get critical. Gypsy's not a victim anymore. She's a player in this game, and she's playing it poorly. If you're going to be a public figure, especially one with a past as controversial as hers, you've got to be smarter. You can't just waltz into a Target parking lot, baby wagon in tow, and expect the world to roll out the red carpet. The internet's got eyes, and they're watching. People aren't buying the saintly act anymore. They see through the Bible verses and the healing talk. They see a woman who allegedly will do whatever it takes to stay relevant, even if it means selling donated goods or cozying up to the cameras.
I don't care who you are, you cannot convince me of this otherwise. Gypsy thinks that she is Kardashian level famous because she's out here selling her Gypsy Life After Lockup Season 2 wardrobe $50 for this top. It's really given Kardashian closet, but marketplace version. Then there's this Facebook page, Keeping Up with Gypsy Rose. You know what it's giving? Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Okay. And people have been responding to her listings and saying stuff like this. I've been thinking a lot, and honestly, nothing you've said really adds up. Why did you do what you did to your mom? Why didn't you show any remorse? And why didn't you go into advocacy like you said you were going to? And telling her it just feels like instead of taking accountability or trying to help people, you were distancing yourself from it all. And here is Gypsy's response. You can screenshot it and read it. And this person was very nice and was like, thanks for explaining that. But did say, there's just a lot of confusion because, girl, basically your stories don't add up. And Gypsy had this really long response. You can pause it, screenshot it, read it. Here's some more of it for you to screenshot, read, whatever. And then the rest of it. I'd like to know what lies you caught, because I had to kind of stop reading after this one, because she does say that she was chained to the bed. She also does say at one point there was a dog leash that she was held to the bed with, but she also said that she was handcuffed to the bed at one point. And I could almost see, oh, they're tripping on verbiage, but Jib girl, you're the one who used the different verbiage. And that's why people are asking, which one was it? And if it was all of them, why didn't you say all of them had happened?
Gypsy Rose is now selling her baby items on FB Marketplace. And the disturbing part is a lot of these were gifts from people who genuinely believed she was starting over and wanted to help. Instead of paying it forward or donating them to a women's shelter, GRB is flipping them for cash. This reminds me of when GRB was cash raffling gifts from Miranda Lambert, signed CDs, and she was doing this on her FB donation page, doing things like this, soliciting gifts, soliciting donations right up until the act in 2015. Because let's not forget, GRB was complicit in the CON with Dee Dee. We have evidence of this, and it didn't stop there. She was continuing the grift in prison. The newly exposed GRB prison emails show a financial domination setup where she was demanding $50 a week from a fan she called loyal servant. We have the baby registry. We have the PO box for fans and companies to send fan mail, i.e. gifts. Then the recent soft cash drop on her TikTok profile. And now GRB is selling donations. Additionally, something else that's disturbing is some people believe that this may be going to Ken's hobby of skiing in July. More and more GRB supporters are feeling duped. I see it in my comments every single day, and that says a lot.
And let's talk about that Bible verse for a hot minute. Gypsy's out here quoting scripture, acting like she's found Jesus in the middle of this mess. I'm not saying she can't have faith. Everyone's got a right to their beliefs. But when you're allegedly profiting off kindness and then playing the holy card when you get called out, it feels convenient. Like, girl, you can't just slap a God bless on a scandal and call it a day. The prankster's jab about her not knowing God? Harsh. But it hits at something real. The disconnect between Gypsy's public persona and her actions. If you're going to preach, you've got to practice. And right now, Gypsy's practice is looking more like a hustle than a redemption arc. So what's the takeaway here? Gypsy got pranked and the internet's having a field day. But this isn't just about a funny text exchange or a shady sign. It's about a woman who keeps putting herself in the crosshairs, whether it's through alleged grifting, questionable choices, or just plain bad judgment. She's got a daughter now, a family, a life outside the headlines. Yet here she is, allegedly selling baby stuff and getting roasted in a parking lot. It's almost like she's begging for the drama. And maybe that's the real tea. Gypsy thrives on the chaos. It's what keeps her relevant, what keeps us talking. But at what cost?
Exactly. Gypsy Rose is moving around just fine. Look at him at the bus station. She's carrying her own bags, walking around, honey. Got her little disguise on, getting her some loving. Looks like she's smiling real big right there. And I'll tell you what, I know she says her mama she wouldn't feed me, she would starve me, but I haven't seen one picture where she looks malnourished. Cheeks are always filled out, arms always look good. It's so damn crazy. She is sneaking around all of Springfield doing this shit with a disguise on. Not worried about anybody seeing her. She didn't think there was another way she could have gotten away. I just don't understand why she couldn't have done all the same stuff without murdering her mother. Another thing I don't understand about Gypsy Rose, things that you'd think would be triggering for her do not seem to trigger her at all. You know, she talked about her mom being into witchcraft, putting a spell on her, that she'd never find happiness, she'd never find love. But then she goes to prison and she starts getting into that kind of stuff. Same thing with the clawfoot bathtub. She says her grandfather did things to her in a clawfoot bathtub. Then in her emails to one of the guys she's talking to, she talks about wanting to get in a clawfoot bathtub with them. She does this with all kinds of things. Stacey, it's just all questionable to me at this point, girl. You know, like, I don't get it. But anyway, this is all my opinion, you know, for entertainment purposes and whatnot. But Gypsy, you know, couldn't have got here without you, girl.
If you thought Gypsy Rose Blanchard's marketplace prank was the peak of this drama, hold on to your wigs because the plot just thickened like a pot of gumbo left on the stove too long. The fallout from that savage Target parking lot roast was swift, messy, and oh so revealing. So, after Gypsy got epically clowned in that prank, complete with a sign that read, "Too ugly to strip, too lazy to work," the internet didn't just move on. Oh no, honey, the backlash came in like a hurricane. Within hours, the drama escalated to a whole new level. Picture this. Gypsy, who's been building her brand on Instagram and TikTok with baby Aurora as her co-star suddenly pulls a Houdini. Poof. Her accounts deactivated. Her posts gone. All those videos, reels, and updates erased like they never existed. We're talking a full-on digital vanishing act. No slow fade, no teary "I'm taking a break" video, just a complete wipeout. And let me tell you, the internet noticed. Now, Gypsy tried to play it off like this was her choice. On X, she dropped one of those classic "I'm logging off for my mental health" posts, acting like she's just taking a little vacay from the spotlight. She even mentioned a trip to Texas, saying she's living real life now and wants to focus on her family. Cute, right? Except nobody's buying it. This doesn't feel like a self-care retreat. It feels like damage control on steroids.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard having money troubles? Let's talk about it. Gypsy Rose added her Cash App to her TikTok profile and then deleted her profile shortly after. It's gotten a lot of people upset due to her history of grifting. She also added these listings of baby items that she's trying to sell. She says, "I put a few of our extra baby products on Marketplace. I will be adding more soon." Gypsy shortly after deleted her entire TikTok profile, and it's still deleted as of right now because of the fact that Gypsy is selling a lot of baby items right now, and she posted her Cash App. People are saying that she's having money troubles. I'm not in her life. I don't know. And a lot of people sell baby items. Like, once their baby grows out of the baby items, they sell them. It's a pretty common thing in America. So to speculate that she's having money troubles over selling baby items, I mean, the fact that she did post her Cash App, that is very interesting to me. I'm not sure why Gypsy thought it was a good idea to post that. I mean, she's literally called a grifter, a scammer all the time. I don't know why she did that, obviously. I'm not her, but very interesting. Money troubles, who knows? One thing I can say is I don't think Gypsy has as much money as people probably think she does. And also, you gotta take into consideration, guys, when you're a 1099 worker, or like Gypsy gets paid by Lifetime, or, you know, through these companies, you have to pay taxes. So a lot of the times these companies, they don't take taxes out of your paycheck. So when it's tax time, you have to pay in. And it was just tax time a couple months ago. So she could still be recovering from that. And she's even said it herself that she doesn't have as much money as people think she does. And I can believe that. She's literally only had a couple seasons of her show. And again, you're paying in taxes, so that's going to take a huge chunk of your money. Plus just life in general is expensive. Housing, food, clothing, babies are expensive, you know? So I'm sure she's gone through a lot of the money she has already made. Who knows? Maybe she's having some money issues. It happens to all of us eventually. And, you know, maybe she's not. Maybe she's just selling her baby items and for whatever reason thought it was a good idea to post her Cash App, which obviously I don't think was a good idea, but she did. Let me know what you guys think of Gypsy posting her Cash App on her profile and then quickly deleting it in the comment section down below.
The streets are whispering that CBS, the folks behind her reality TV gigs, might have stepped in and laid down the law. The rumor mill's churning out that they told Gypsy to scrub her daughter's presence from the internet or face some real consequences. And when I say scrub, I mean scrub. Every video, every photo, every tiny glimpse of Aurora, gone overnight. All that's left is her X account, where she's still trying to act unbothered, tossing out Bible verses and cool girl vibes. But Chilo, we see through it. This wasn't just a random social media detox. This was Gypsy running for cover. The prank was bad enough. Getting called a murderous grifter in front of the world is no one's idea of a good day. But it seems like the public's reaction hit her where it hurts. People weren't just laughing at the prank, they were connecting dots. And those dots paint a picture that's not exactly flattering. Fans, haters, and everyone in between started digging into Gypsy's choices, and what they found was a pattern that's hard to ignore. This marketplace mess wasn't a one-off. It's part of a bigger story about how Gypsy's been handling her life in the public eye, especially when it comes to her daughter.
The real reason why Ken Urker wants to box Ryan Anderson. All right, y'all, I done figured it out. I was sitting here thinking, yeah, okay, Ken wants to prove that he's big and bad to Gyp, this, that, and the other. However, when he came for me in my comments, he only came for me about the things that I said about him. He had no problem with the things that I had said about Gyp. But anyways, think about it. Gypsy had 9.5 million followers on her main profile. We know she's got a lot of other lurkers and she just started a new one, whatever. So Gypsy has 9.5 million. When Ken tried to go live to offset Ryan's live, Ryan had like 6,000 people, 7, whatever. Ken had 1.5 thousand, and he was desperately trying to get to 2, and he kept waiting. Here we go, almost there, almost there. Well, look at Ryan. Ryan's TikTok has like 847,000 followers. Even after all the drama and everybody looking everything up and wanting to know all the tea, poor Kenny boy only has 12.2 thousand. Heck, even little old me and those of us that make content about them have 2 and 3 times the followers that he does. And remember when Gyp first got out of prison? And yeah, she may have been the one tipping off the paparazzi, but Ryan and Gypsy were all over the news. They were being followed by film crews. There was everybody wanting to snap their pictures, this, that, and the other. And Ken can't get any attention. Ryan now has his own personality. He's getting paid to do cameos and everything. And all Ken can do is on the camera. Now I know why Ken wants to fight Ryan and everybody else. You need some attention, Ken. Gypsy not giving you enough. No, whatever. We've seen the emails. We know she's giving you some attention. But apparently that's not who you want it from.
Let's talk about that pattern, because it's giving red flags for days. This isn't the first time Gypsy's parenting choices have raised eyebrows. Word on the street, and again, this is all alleged, says she's been careless in ways that make you question her priorities. Take, for example, the time she posted a video of Aurora in a car seat. Sounds innocent enough, right? Wrong. The straps were loose, the chest clip was way too low, and it looked like nobody bothered to double-check if that baby was secure. I'm no parenting expert, but even I know that's a big no-no. The internet lost it, calling her out for putting Aurora at risk just to flex for the gram. And that's not the only time. There's a whole trail of moments where Gypsy's allegedly used her daughter as a prop for attention, from oversharing her life online to parading her in front of cameras for clout. It's like she's treating Aurora less like a child and more like a storyline for her personal brand. Now, I'm not here to mom shame anyone. Parenting's hard and nobody's perfect. But when you're Gypsy Rose, with a past that includes a murder conviction and a reputation for playing the victim card, you don't get the benefit of the doubt. People are watching, and they're not just watching, they're judging hard. The car seat incident, the marketplace grift, the constant reality TV hustle, it all adds up to a narrative that Gypsy's more interested in fame than responsibility. And when you add in the fact that she allegedly killed her mom to break free from control, only to turn around and control her own daughter's image for likes, it's giving hypocrisy vibes. The irony is thicker than my auntie's cornbread.
I want to give my thoughts on why Gypsy Rose is selling all of her stuff, but I don't think it's just because she's broke. I also don't think it's just because of a snow habit. I think that the network may be going after her. And here's what I mean. When she wrote a letter to TMZ, she broke her NDA. And yes, that is serious. But because of what she told TMZ, she caused the network to lose money. A financial loss due to her being negligent has serious legal repercussions. And whenever she gave that information to TMZ, the network had already paid for seats at the game. And just Gypsy seats alone were $5,000. But they were going to need seats for the sound crew, they were going to need seats for the camera crew, and extras as well as directors, which was likely a lot of money. But they had also booked hotel rooms near there that night for the crew. But again, they had to go and stay somewhere else. And giving the high caliber event in that area that weekend, I doubt a lot of the hotels around there were giving refunds for cancellations. So my theory is the network is going after her for the funds that they lost in that situation.
So, why the sudden social media blackout? My theory, and it's just a theory based on the rumors swirling, is that Gypsy finally felt the heat. That prank wasn't just a prank. It was a public humiliation that shone a spotlight on her questionable choices. The backlash wasn't just about a shady sign or some mean texts. It was about people saying enough is enough. Fans who once rooted for her as a survivor are now side-eyeing her as a grifter. Creators who've been following her saga are pointing out the receipts, from the donated baby items to the car seat fiasco. And if CBS really did get involved, that's a whole other level of girl get it together. Deleting Aurora's digital footprint feels like a desperate move to protect her image, or maybe to protect her deals. Because let's be real, Gypsy's livelihood depends on her staying in the public's good graces, and right now those graces are running thin. But here's the kicker. Gypsy's not new to this game. We've seen her pull this move before. She'll make a big announcement, like breaking up with a partner or taking a break from social media, act like everything's fine, then pop back up a week later like nothing happened. It's her playbook: control the narrative, play the victim, rinse, repeat. Except this time, it feels different. The stakes are higher. She's not just dealing with internet trolls or nosy fans. She's got a kid now, and people are paying attention to how she's raising her.
The video of Gypsy Rose where she's all mad. She couldn't go to that Taylor Swift concert.
I don't understand why I have to be different. I don't understand what makes me different.
I would just like to let her know that she's not different. This is David Braun. Back in 1988, he murdered his whole family. Mother, father, siblings. He's about to get out on July 29th. He has been in prison this whole time, and he was actually given multiple life sentences. How is he getting out? Oh, well, Minnesota passed a law change back in 2023, making juvenile lifers eligible for parole. But do you know what Minnesota told David? He will not ever return to the vicinity of Olmsted County for work release or any potential future parole release. As though he is released, he's like going to a halfway house. He's on work release. They said that shit is never happening. He will not be allowed back into this county. Gypsy Rose is so delulu. When she was kicked out in Missouri, she was like, oh, they're targeting me. I'm just an average bear. No shit. That's why they kicked you out. Took advantage of the whole community of Springfield. And then you murdered your mother instead of standing up out of the chair and saying, I can walk. Yeah, just like David over here. He said, get the hell out of our state. You can't go to a football game. Just like David ain't get no damn work release, and he ain't get on parole out there. Because y'all are not any different. You are one of the average bears. Just want to make sure you know. Anyway.
The CBS rumors, whether true or not, suggest that someone with power is watching too. And for the first time, Gypsy might actually be scared. Not just of the backlash, but of real-world consequences. Let's be clear, though. Gypsy's not the only one who thrives on drama. The internet's eating this up, and I'm not above admitting I'm here for the tea. But there's something unsettling about watching someone crash and burn like this. Gypsy's built her whole post-prison life on being the girl who survived, the girl who overcame. But every time she pulls a stunt like selling donated baby items or posting questionable content, she chips away at that image. And when she scrubs her accounts and hides behind mental health excuses, it doesn't scream growth. It screams panic. She's not stepping back to focus on family. She's stepping back because the walls are closing in. So where does Gypsy go from here? If history's any indication, she'll lay low for a bit, maybe drop a cryptic X post or two, then come back with a new angle. Maybe it'll be a tearful, I've changed video, or a new reality show pitch. But the real question is whether the public will keep buying it. Because at some point, even the most loyal fans get tired of the same old script. Gypsy's got a chance to rewrite her story, to focus on being a mom, to step out of the spotlight, to prove she's more than a headline. But if she keeps chasing clout, keeps making choices that put her daughter in the crosshairs, she's going to find out the hard way that the internet's memory is long and its forgiveness is short.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard. In addition to Gypsy Rose selling Nicholas Go-to-John letters, she's selling her outfits and marking them up greatly because she wore them on the show. And she is also showing pictures of herself wearing them. Now, a lot of people have confirmed that these items are from Shein. Now, Shein is a clothing company. I believe they're located in China, and they are known for their very affordable clothing. So I highly doubt things like this cost $50. But hey, just like Kardashian Closet, Gypsy Rose wore them. So according to GRB, they are worth more. Also, just a reminder, Gypsy Rose was selling her baby items that were gifted to her for nearly retail price. And look at this. These baby items are possibly recalled. There were also letters auctioned off to Gypsy Rose's love interest while she was in prison. And guess who that was? That was her best friend's ex-boyfriend. Yeah, Gypsy Rose wrote him. And the letters are kind of disturbing. I mean, that's a whole nother video. What are your thoughts on GRB marking items up because she wore them and selling baby items that could possibly be recalled, in addition to letters that were written to her best friend's ex-boyfriend? Now, regarding the letters to the ex-boyfriend, I'm not sure if the best friend sold them or she did. So just disclaimer there. But any way you put it, it's just
All right, y'all, that's the latest on Gypsy Rose's wild ride. From a brutal prank to a social media blackout, this girl's giving us drama for days. What do you think? Is Gypsy finally feeling the heat, or is this just another act in her never-ending show? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this tea party going. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you're always in the loop. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please show your support by liking this video and subscribing to the channel, and if you want to continue watching more tea, click on one of the videos shown on screen. See you on the next.